Hello, good day, good people. Today I decided to do something a bit different. I'm going to be showing you how to design a road intersection here, and then I'm going to design a road over this side and a road over this side using Civil 3D. So I'm just going to start with the intersection so that what we have so far, we have the profile and the design. This is the intended design of the road, the final finish, the finished floor, the finished level of the road. This is the existing ground level on this road. Then here we have, this is going to be the new side, the new finished surface, and this is the existing. Okay, I'm going to start here. If you are interested in this content, just let me know in the comment section so that I can start maybe from the very beginning. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this intersection. When I click here, I'm going to click on create intersection. Okay, there are two methods. I will then look at the first method that I'm looking at. It will take a bit longer, but it's more accurate. Okay, I'm going to click on the point where the intersection is, which is here, and a dialog box is going to show up. Okay, here as it stands, we have two roads that are intersecting. So one of them is going to be the main road, as shown here. The main road is going to maintain its crown, but in my case, I'm going to choose to maintain all crowns. This is where the central point of the road is maintained, so that you will feel a bump in the road if you are moving in any of the two ways. If you are going in this way, you feel a bump here because this crown is maintained. Okay, now under this, here is where you write the intersection name. Let's say, let me call this I1, intersection 1. Okay, now here is where we have the labels. This is the standard label. Let me just leave it like that. Let me click next here. Here we are going to be looking at the intersections. We have got two roads. The one is called First Street, the other one is called Second Street. If I click, this one is the First Street, this one is the First Street, this is the Second Street. So I'm going to make an offset. The offset here will help me determine the width of the road. Okay, let me, in this instance, use maybe a 3 meter. If I click on this point here, you'll find out this road is the main road here. It has a width of 3.5. okay, then let me just make them all 3.5. Then I'm going to click on this one. It's going to be 3.5. These are the offset from the first street. Okay, this is the street that's coming from the other direction. It is a width of 3 meters. Let me make it 3.5. Okay, let me just copy from this one and let me just paste it here. Okay, I'm going to make the other one 3.5 like this. Okay, now we have created the offset. Let me click here so that I have a parallel alignment to this one and click OK. Now I'm going to go to the curb return. The curb return is this part, that makes that creates the bell mouth for this road to join to this one. Since a car cannot turn at 90 degrees, there has to be a curb return here. Okay, so right now it's a 10-meter curb return. Let me make it 9 meters. Okay, then I'll click here to go to the other one, and I'll make it 9 meters as well. Okay, I'll click OK. I'm done. Now I've done the curb returns. Let me go for the slope. The slope, this is how the road is sloped on either side from the crown here all the way to that point. Usually in Zimbabwe, we use 1 in 40, which is also known as minus 2.5. Okay, minus 2.5%. Okay, let me just copy this one. Let me paste it here. Paste it here. Okay, let me go to the other road. I'll paste it here. Then I'll also paste it here. Okay, I'm done with this one. Now when we are done with this, I'm going to go to the next page here. Okay, now it reads create corridor at intersection. I don't want to create a corridor at this point. I want to remove this one. I want to do it manually. Okay, so I'm going to remove this check mark. If I had left it here, the corridor will be created automatically. Okay, now when I do this, I'm going to create the intersection like this. So it's just going to create these alignments here. As you can see, this is an alignment for the cable chain. This is an alignment for the cable chain. It's not a 90-degree bend as it shows here. So I have to follow this cable chain. For most of you guys, I know when you do your corridor, it intersects here with a 90-degree bend here. So I'm going to help you deal with that. Okay. So I'm going to delete this label. Click on delete so that it's gone. Now the first thing is I want to create a corridor along this alignment. The alignment is more of the center line, and this is the change. This is the distance. Here it's at 0, 0. This is 20 meters. This is 40 meters. This is 60 meters from the start line. Okay. Now, for me to do that, for me to create a corridor, I'll come to this create corridor button here. I'll click on this one and create corridor. Now, once I've done that, here, this is the second street. This is the name of the corridor. Okay. So as you can see, it's the second street. So it shouldn't read the first street here. So I'm going to click on this one so that I can select the road that I want, which is this one. As you can see, this is now second street, and the alignment is second street. Then here, I'm going to select the finished corridor level. I'm going to click here. As I said, this is second street. This is first street. Let's say I'm going to go to second street. Then this is going to be the finish line or the surface of the road. I'm going to click here. Okay. Now I'm going to go to this is the profile that I've selected. I'm going to go to the assembly. The assembly is like this, the cross-sectional view of the road. I will show you just now. If I click here and I go, this is the cross-section of the road. This is where the car will move. This is called the curb. This is an urban road. In urban roads, water flows from the surrounding areas straight into the road where it is drained. Okay, so in a row setup, it flows from the road to the outside environment. Okay, now this is the center line. This is where the crown of the road is. This is the edge of the road. Now, once you've got that, we've got a sidewalk. From the sidewalk, then we have what we call cuts. This is the daylight. This is where this meets the actual ground, the existing ground. So I'm going to select this one. I've selected. Welcome back. So as I have said, this is the pop-up that comes. Then here we have what we call the corridor style. This is the basic. This you will see this very soon. Okay, now here we said the second street and we selected the second street. Here we selected the finished grade center line. Now the assembly that we chose to use is this one. Okay, now the targeted surface. Now when we are talking about the targeted surface, we are looking at the existing ground. So if I click here, I'm going to select the existing ground. What I'm talking about when I'm saying existing ground, I'm talking about this ground here. This is a finished ground here that was used for the division of stands here. I'm not going to look at that one. Let me look at this one, the actual ground that we have. You might be surprised if why there are no contour lines. Okay. This software is fully aware of all the contour lines and where they are. Now, for the sake of presentation, I can show them, but I will only show them when I'm about to do the printings and all that stuff. But right now, I'm not really interested in that. I'm just doing the design. So this is the existing ground I'm going to select. As you can see, EG is for existing ground. So I'm going to create this corridor and all its regions. So it's going to be going around like that, coming back to this point. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the OK button here. Now it's going to generate the corridor. As you can see, this is the corridor that is going to generate. When I click my OK, it's going to ask to rebuild the corridor. In this case, they say rebuild, but it's the first time, so it's building the corridor. So it's going to build the corridor, as you can see. Now, this is the corridor that it is created. Let me just show you here. Okay, by corridor we're saying the road itself. You might be saying, why are am I seeing all these lines here? Okay, this represents the different things that are showing up. This one is actually the drain itself. Okay, I'm not going to focus much on that right now. Let me create the intersection. By intersection, I'm going to create the bell mouth for this road as it goes into this one. Okay, now I'm going to select this corridor here. I'm going to split it. Now when I click here, it's going to create a split line. Okay, I'm going to follow this line. Let me split it somewhere, maybe somewhere here. Okay, I'm going to click also again here so that I can split on the other side here. I'm going to split it maybe somewhere here. Okay. Now I now have three pieces here. Let me show you what I mean. If I come here, I select on the corridor, the ribbon will be a corridor ribbon for 2nd Street here. I'm going to select here. I'm going to select a region. Okay, I'm going to select a region so that isolate region here. I'm going to select here. Okay, if I isolate this region, as you can see, there's a part that goes here. There's this part of the corridor that I've isolated, and you get the picture. It comes in bits and pieces. I'm going to escape from this one. I'm going to undo so that you see that corridor. It's not deleted, it's just isolated. We just do this. Okay. Now we have this corridor here. It was split on this side and on this side. Now I'm going to swap the assembly for this one and be left. So the corridor is coming from this point going in this direction. So on the left side, I want to have an assembly only on the left side of the road here. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to region properties. I'm going to select this region here, the region in the middle here. Okay. Now, as it reads here, the region name is, this is the full primary road. Okay. So I'm going to select the assembly that I want. I'm not going to change the assembly, as you can see. I'm going to click here. This one is the full assembly. Let me select the assembly. I said I want an assembly on the left side. So this is the full assembly. Now this is an assembly that goes on the right and on the left, but it has no cable return here. Now this is an assembly that has no right cable return. This is only half of the road from the crown all the way to the end. So I'm going to select this one. Once I do that, I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click OK. You'll find out that half of the road has disappeared here on this part. As you can see here, half of this road has disappeared. If I select this road, I can click on this view object button here so that you are able to see better. As you can see, this is how the road is here. It's cut out a bit here. This is where I'm going to create my bell mount for. I'm going to close this one. Okay. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to add what is called a baseline. You click on the add baseline. Then I'm going to click on the alignment that I want to add as a baseline. I'll click on this button here, and I will use this one, this alignment, as my baseline. Alignment, profile, baseline. Okay, I'm going to click here. Then it wants me, this is the existing ground here. This is the profile that we are going to have. Then I'm going to click on this one, on the profile. This is the first street here. I'm going to click on this profile here, the finished grade one. This is where the road level will be. If I adjust this when I have the corridor, it will be able to adjust the quantities, as you will see in the near future. I'm going to click OK here. Okay, as you can see, now I have created that baseline. Once I've done the baseline, I'll then go to add a region. Then I'll click, or I'm going to add a region here. I'm going to click on this. Let me start here and go all the way to the start here. It's going to add the road here. Okay, it wants to select the assembly. The assembly is something like this. I'm going to use a full section like this one. I'm going to click on OK, like that. Now when it says surface, target surface, this is the surface that it wants to attach to. I want to attach it to the existing ground. Okay, then this is the other target surface. I'm going to attach it to the existing ground. Okay. the width of the road, I'm not really concerned about this. I will use them when we are talking about the bill mouth. I'm going to hit OK here. Then it's going to create a corridor. As you can see, this is now the road here. Now, this is one thing. As you can see, if I select this, I select it as one thing. We don't have to make individual roads here. This will lead to confusion. Okay. Now, I want to create a bell mouth here. Most of you, so far, you know a road like this. You know it like this. This is highly inaccurate because it makes it very difficult for cars to tell from this direction. So, let me just correct that and do it the right way. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the cable return here, showing the bell mouth itself. Okay. So what do I do? If you can still remember, I said the first thing is to add the baseline. I'm going to click on the baseline here. Okay. Once I do that, I'll click on this one, on this selection of the alignment. Then I will use this as my alignment. I'm going to select it. Then it's going to identify it here. And I'm going to click OK. Now, once that is done, I'm going to click on OK again. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to add the region here. I'm going to add the region. Add a region. Okay. I'm going to select on this. So now I want, if I'm sweeping from the left to the right here, okay, let me see what is going to happen. What is going to happen is this. I want to use this one. Okay. So if it's sweeping from the left to the right, this one will be on the outside. Okay, so this is correct. So now I'm going to choose the direction here. It's going to sweep from this point here all the way. Maybe I'll just move it to this point here. Then I'm going to click OK. Now, which is my target surface? I'm going to select my existing ground like that. Then I'm going to go here to the width of the road. I want it to end here at the center line and here at the center line. So I'm going to target my width of the road. I'm going to select here. So if I don't know the names of these roads, I'm going to click here and select this thing and click enter. Okay. Now it has highlighted the point where I'll be attaching. I'm going to add this one. I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to select this other center line here. I'm going to click enter. Now I've selected, as you can see, this is the second street. I'm going to add that one. Then whichever is nearest, and I'm going to check this box and click OK. Now it's going to, once I click OK here, it's going to create that region. As you can see, this part of the road has been added, as you can see here. Okay, I'm going to click escape. If you were listening quite clearly, you now know how this will be done. So I'm going to increase the frequency so that this becomes a smoother curve here. So I'm going to select my frequency here, edit frequency. I'm going to select this region here, and this will pop up. The curve interval is about 25 meters. Let me reduce it to maybe 1 meter, and then click OK here. So it's going to increase the number of lines. As you can see, it becomes much more smoother. Okay, and you click on the escape a couple of times. Now we're just going to repeat what we have done in the past, so that we make another cable return here. So how do we go about that one? Okay, we select the corridor, which is another way for road. Anyway, instead for 3D, just call it a corridor. Okay, so I'm going to add, like I did, the baseline here. I've selected the baseline. I'm going to select the line, which is this one. Okay, once I'm done with that, I'll click OK twice, like I said first. Okay, now my goal is so that I check it. I'm going to check on this one. If I want this one on the outside, I want to be sweeping from the bottom to the right, so that I use this section. Okay, so I found out this. We just only have this section here. Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to add the region here. So I'm going to add the region on this line here. I'm going to be sweeping all the way from this point here, all the way to that point there, and then I'm going to be using the cable train. It's the actual cable train that we're selecting, but I will reselect so that I make no mistakes here. I'll come here, the cable train, as you can see, it's following the curve here, so it's this one. Okay, once I'm done with that, I'm going to click OK. Then here, it's going to ask me for a target surface. I said the target surface that I'm going to be using is the existing ground. Let me click on that one. Now, the target here First Street, if you still remember. One of them is First Street, the other one is Second Street, if you still remember. I'm going to add Second Street. Okay, I could have selected like I did in the past, but I already know these things. I want to click OK. When I click OK, it's going to build that corridor. It's actually doing it right now. As you can see, this is my intersection. Now I'm going to increase the number of cross sections or the frequency around the curve here. I said I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on frequency like this. Then I'll click on this part. Then I'll change here to maybe a meter so that it matches the others. And I'll click OK. Just see what's going to do. Okay, I changed the wrong part now. This one is supposed to be 25 meters. I have no real reason why I would want accuracy here. So I'm going to go back to frequency here and fix it. I'm going to click on this one. Okay, this one is supposed to be 25 meters. Okay, this one on the curve here is supposed to be the 1 meter one. When I click OK, see what's going to take place. As you can see, it has changed. Now this has been corrected. I'm going to hit escape here. Then I'm going to move this one all the way here so that it becomes one surface like this. Now you will see if you did it correctly, if this intersect like this. Okay. I'm going to hit escape. Now this is my corridor. If you can see, it's done perfectly nice. Okay. Now what I want to do is to calculate the volume of fill and cut that will be required to create this. If you select, let me first of all create a corridor, then I'll show you what I mean. I want you to keep your eye on this point and on this area here. Let me just do that. For me to create a corridor from this surface, I'm going to select this one. I'm going to go here and click here on corridor properties. Okay, I want to create a surface so that I can calculate the volumes. So here is the corridor, as you can see, as it was being done. Okay, let me not dwell on that. These are the feature lines here. Okay. Let's say you have a problem seeing all this line work. You want to remove everything. You click on the first one, you move all the way to the bottom, you click shift, and you select so that you select everything. You uncheck these boxes here. Okay. Once you do that, I'm going to go here, edge of traveled way. Okay, this is the outer line of the road. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to click OK. It's going to rebuild the corridor. As you can see, most of the lines will disappear. Okay. So the blue lines that will be left are only the edge of the road, as you can see. I'm still having a problem removing this one, but they have to do with the style that was used. This is maybe, it has to do with the template. Okay. Now I want to create a corridor. I want to create a surface for this corridor so that this surface and this surface will be covering the volume of the earth that we want to remove, that we want to backfill. Okay. So let me just do that just now. I'm going to select this corridor here. I'm going to go to properties. Then from properties now, I'll go to surfaces. I want to create a surface, so I'll click on this one with the surface here. I'll click on this one, it reads top here. I want to go to daylight like that one. I'm going to add daylight like this. I'm going to click on OK. Okay, I'm going to click on this, something like this. Okay, as you can see, it has created a surface, and these are the contour lines here. Now the only problem that we are having is that it's going to interpolate the volume to be added on this side. We have no interest in that, so I'm going to select this one. Then, since this is a surface, if I come to surfaces here, if you click on surfaces here, you have the corridor surface here. So I'm going to right click here and go to surface properties. This, okay, it's going to show a surface property here. I'm going to go here. This is the style that was used for the surface. I want to select what is called contours and triangles. I'm going to need to apply. Okay, okay. These are the lines that are used for interpolation. So I'm going to delete the ones that are unnecessary. So how do I do that? If I select this surface like this, okay, let me escape it. If I select this surface, this is the thin surface. Okay. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to click on this delete line. All these lines I need to delete them so that the surface. And when I select them, I click on enter, and then they are deleted, as you can see. I'm going to delete all the unnecessary lines here, like this. Click enter. Now delete all this. Click enter. As you can see, this is now following. This is now following the road. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to click enter and delete them. I'm going to select these ones. I'm going to click enter and delete them. Maybe I might delete these two. Okay. I think we are now good. I'm going to delete these ones. I'm going to delete these ones. Okay. I think we are closer. I'm going to delete these ones. Okay. I'm going to delete these ones as well. Okay. It's now very close to what I wanted. Okay. I'm going to delete these ones. I'm going to delete. I'm going to delete these ones. And definitely I want to delete maybe these ones. At this point, this one, that one finally, maybe that one. Okay. Now this is the surface that we are left with. As you can see, maybe here we might. This will affect my calculations. Click enter here. Now I've removed most of the unwanted triangulation here. Let me delete these ones. These lines here. Click enter like that. Okay. This is the surface that I have. So I'm going to go to surface properties like I did in the past. Right click here, surface properties. I'm going to, maybe I'm only interested in the boundary. Border only. Okay, I'm going to click OK. Just like the first one, you see, it's only a border affair here. We're just showing the borderline. Okay, now this is the road that we have, and we have these lines here. Okay, now if you want to calculate the volume of cut and fill, we just have to create a, we just have to do an analysis here. Okay, how do we do that? We go to where it reads analysis. Okay, then this is the volume dashboard here. I'm going to click here. Okay, now we have nothing. I want to add a surface. Okay, the surface that I'm adding now, it has a name. Maybe we'll call it anything. I'm not really interested in what we're going to call it. Now, here where it reads base, this is the surface, the existing surface like this one. Click OK. Then when it reads comparison, this is the new surface, which is the corridor, which is this one. I'm going to click OK. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to click here. As you can see, it's going to calculate the quantities of cut and fill here. So this is the cut volume, this is the fill volume. Okay. So once I'm done with that, let me just write it here. You click on the plus icon and you click here. It's going to write down the volumes that we are having. Okay, let me close this. I'm done with this. As you can see, this is the name of the surface. This is the area that it's going to cover. This is the cut volume, and this is the fill volume. Okay. The net volume of earth that we'll be needing is this one. As you can see, the fill volume is more than the cut volume, so you need extra earth to just make sure you level up the road. So the idea of your design is to minimize this amount here. It should be close to zero as much as possible. Okay, I think we are done with this. I've taught you the road. I think if you are interested in more tutorials of this nature, just let me know. Thank you.